Good afternoon. Hey, I'm Jojo, and thank you so very much for tuning into Life Songs. Now, back in March for Winter Jam, we had the opportunity to experience music from some really awesome bands like Jordan Felice and KB. But in my book, honestly, the award for Best Band that night definitely went to Skillet. But here's why I loved the performance so much. I didn't realize their drummer, Jen, is so incredibly talented. Like, I literally kept looking at the Life Songs team and saying, she is phenomenal. She is incredible. Well, I have Jen Ledger hanging out with me on the phone this afternoon. Jen, thank you for hanging out with me. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm good, thank you. I feel like you gave me way too big and nice of an intro, though. The pressure is definitely on now.
Absolutely not, because here's the thing. Like, I literally meant every word that I just said to you. I was so blown away by you because me and a few of the Life Songs team had a chance to go backstage and meet you prior to the show. You were just so sweet and so timid. Well, when I saw you performing on those drums, I literally was like, wait, hold up. Is this the same girl? I literally, I couldn't believe it.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I feel honored. Too kind, but very sweet. Thank you.
Well, I meant it. You totally rocked it out. And I'm like, I kind of want to be you. Like, I'm just saying. I just want to be as cool as you, okay?
That is so awesome. I feel honored.
Well, you have actually just started your own band called Ledger, of course, and have just released your debut solo EP, which, by the way, is so awesome. How excited are you to be venturing out on your own? I mean, I know that you're still a part of Skillet, but what is it like to take that next step?
Oh, yeah, it's been such a whirlwind. I felt like God was stirring in my heart like about 6 years ago that I just saw that people were being obviously influenced through Skillet, and I didn't quite understand how powerful music was until touring with Skillet and meeting so many people that said I was going to kill myself, and then I heard your song the last night and it stopped me, and now I'm living in victory. Or whether it's like I was addicted to heroin and then I heard your music and I've been sober ever since. It's amazing what God can do with music. About 6 years ago, I was meeting all these girls that were saying they were learning drums because of me, or they changed their hair because of me, which sounds so silly, but I was like, man, God's really given me a platform to be an influence. And we have so many loud voices these days of like reality stars or with dysfunctional, broken people that are such a massive influence into our younger generation that I thought, why can't I be influential like this? Like, maybe God wants to use me here. Maybe I'm meant to be a voice that's speaking things of hope and light, you know? And so I told the Coopers that I felt like God was stirring in me to start writing my own music, and I asked them to train me. So it's been like a 6-year journey of like praying, like, God, is this you? And then he'd confirm that it was him. Then I'd also feel really stupid, like, I can't do this. What am I thinking, you know? And so many ups and downs along the way, and just learning to write music too. I mean, I was a beginner. My first songs could be way too pop, way too rock. I was just happy if I finished one, let alone if it was in the right genre.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just taken some time to learn to craft the right songs. And within the last 2 years, it's like the project really started to take shape. We wanted to make sure we didn't create a Skillet Part B, but something that was actually really unique to me and reflected me as a person and as an artist and all my different musical influences. So we wanted to really make sure we took the time to get that right. And within the last 2 years, especially, that it took shape and it kind of seemed like, okay, this has its own identity now. It definitely reflects me. It's got my edge from being, you know, in a touring rock band for 10 years, but then also my slightly softer influences shine through really well too. It's just so surreal. It had been 6 years of working and praying towards it, and then all of a sudden, these songs that I've had in my pocket for years, like, people could hear them and they were talking to me about it, and it's almost like I'd had this secret in my heart for all this time, and all of a sudden everyone knew about it, and then I was going out on stage opening the night on the Joy and Leash tour, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do with my arms and legs? I'm so uncomfortable. and then not only that, not having the security of John Cooper, who is like the most entertaining frontman in the whole world, you know, all of a sudden, like, oh, he's not here to talk between the moments between the songs. That's on me all of a sudden. It was like half incredibly surreal, dream come true, destiny moment, and then half like, oh my gosh, I'm so stretched, Lord help me moment. It was, I thought that because I've been touring with Skillet, it wouldn't be that different, but man, stepping out front was it was a little scary. scarier than I thought it was going to be. But it was a fantastic tour. I am so excited to finally have the music out there.
That's
it seems
awesome.
like people are really connecting, and I feel just kind of overjoyed. I don't know what the project's going to do or how it's going to... I still want to stay in Skillet. There's no plans to leave, but just have like something that's so vulnerable and like what your journey has been for a few years out there, and to have people connect with it. It's just beautiful and surreal, and I just feel so excited that God would let me do something like this.
Well, let me just say that 6 years of work shows on the EP. Like, it is so good musically, everything. Like, it is just, I can see that work behind it all because, you know, like, I can see and feel it. And like, just speaking with you, like, just the excitement in your voice, it sparks people, just that energy. And just even watching you on Instagram, that sounds really weird, but like, just watching your Instagram live stuff and just how excited you are about it, it really is just so refreshing just to see that excitement.
Thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to tone it down too.
No, but it does. It just lights a fire under you, and it just says, okay, I want to check out what she's doing because it's exciting. People want to be a part of God's move, and I know that God is clearly using you in mighty ways.
My goal was to be a hairdresser. That was what I wanted with my life.
It.
And then trying out yeah, so like when I tried out for Skillet, I felt like God, they asked me to audition and I said no because I've become so afraid to play in front of people. You know, my goal was to be a hairdresser in life. The idea of performing was just too terrifying. And I tried out for Skillet, and because I felt like God was leading me, and it ended up going really well, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've misrepresented myself. Now they're going to think I'm like this really confident drummer. So I tried to sabotage myself in the interview and was like, yeah, I've actually quit the drums. I get really nervous when I play, so I don't really want to play anymore. But if this is something that God has for me, I'll give my all to it, you know. And it's just so funny how God can use the things that you feel weak in. And he'll display his glory in those things and make you strong in those things. And it's just so funny because the very things I thought made me like a bad drummer or I would never be able to do this, it's like my weaknesses have become the very things that God used to display his glory in my life. And it's just all him, you know. And it's just, it does feel like that's what God does. Like, all you have to do is be willing to step out and he'll meet you and he'll do things that you could never imagine. It's really him doing it. You just have to be willing to take those steps that feel huge, you know, and so it's cool now to be stepping into this next season that in the same way feels too big and too scary, but I've seen him do it in my life before, so I'm trusting he'll do it again.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny because I was a hairdresser and then God called me. God called me to do this and I'm like, hold up, God, what's going on here? I thought I was going to be a hairdresser for the rest of my life. But it's just funny
how...
then
you totally exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. But it's just funny how God's like, listen, you had this plan for your future, but guess what? I'm about to change things up a whole lot. So get ready. Hold on, you know.
Exactly. And it's so much better than mine in the end, you know. I didn't think it would be, but it turns out he knows what he's doing.
It's true. I myself thought, well, God, you know, what is this that you have me doing? And honestly, I am so fulfilled now that I couldn't imagine doing anything else. So it's like God just knows, and he's like, all right, it's time to get out of your comfort zone. You know, it's time to propel you to the place that I have for you. And he's like, okay, so now this is happening, but I'm going to give you the desire. I'm going to give you whatever you need to get through it. I'm going to get you through it. Since you were going to be a hairdresser, I posted the picture of me, you, and Corey from Winter Jam. And I must say that our hair was like so close to the same color, except like mine was so faded. It should have been more like your color at the time. But what color do you think that you will do next? Like, do you have any plans for a change? Because, you know, if you have that like hairdresser bug in you, like we change our hair a lot. So what are you kind of thinking for the future? Like, are you going to change it?
I've been itching to try blue, but I'm just so scared of doing it.
Why?
I've heard, because some people say that if you go blue, it like, you know how all these like temporary colors fade so fast? Like, as you said, your purple fades so quick, right? Yeah. But apparently blue stains, even though it's temporary. So I'm just like nervous to do it, but I've been trying. And then I always itch to go. Sometimes I really want to go back to red because I miss it. And it was just kind of like, it was my look for so long. Yeah. But the thing with red is it's just so high maintenance to keep up with. And getting away from red is like impossible. So I don't want to go back until I know I'm sticking to it forever.
I mean, seriously, besides the fact that you're a drummer and I'm not, like we are legit the same person. I'm serious. serious. Like, I was a redhead for a really long time, played with colors a lot, but I always went back to red, always went back to it. I've literally been every color under the sun. So, like, I've been blue, I've been everything. And blue was really hard to get out of your hair. Like, if that's something that, you know, you kind of think you want to stick to for a while, it's good, but it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful color. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm considering it, that's for sure. I've been considering it for a year, though, so apparently I'm not brave enough. And, like, the red just looks best on my skin. I just liked it. It was flattering. And these new cool pastel colors aren't flattering, but I just think they're cool anyways.
Okay, seriously, you can wear any color with your skin tone and your eye color. You could wear, like, if you wanted to be orange, you could be orange. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be anything that you wanted. So I think it flatters you.
I don't know if that's true, but I'll take it either way. Thanks. Orange is one of the colors I know I don't want to do, though.
I know, because when you think of orange, you're like, ooh, somebody messed up on her hair.
Yeah, the bleach didn't go as high as you wanted to.
Exactly. Well, Jen, we are so excited about the release of your new EP. We're so excited about you just moving forward on the path that God has for you, really just venturing out and just doing these amazing things. We're so excited about that. I just want to say thank you for chatting with me today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for the Girl Talk.